They just talk to us, just say it. Right.
Careful over the wire, don't hit your phone.
Yeah, watch out.
We're connecting the audio. Hello, everyone. Hi, Glenelle. Can you hear me? Can we do a test? Thank you. We were having some technical difficulties. Our city laptop needed to do an update. So luckily we had some tech support in the building. We're on. Roxanne, can you hear me? D. Wright, can you hear me? Thank you everyone for joining us, and our apologies once again for the delay.
Do a council meeting and then special allegiance.
Roxanne, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Welcome, Roxanne. Thank you. I can hear you now.
Okay,
Appreciate that.
Nice to hear your voice.
thank you.
Welcome. Once again, everyone, thank you for your patience. Today is July 8th, Monday, 7 p.m. We're going to start our regular city council meeting. Item number 1 on the agenda is to call to order and do the roll call. I'm Lydia Bryan Valdez, Mayor Pro Tem. And it's
Okay, Blake.
Dr.
Gail Hudgens.
Tony Valdez.
Cynthia McCall.
Roxanne O'Neill.
Thank you, Roxanne. Next, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm the only one that knew it.
All these. Oh, no. We're all just trying to sing it together like happy birthday.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the pledge. Third item, public comments. Comments will be taken from the audience on agenda or non-agenda related topics. The city council will make no comment and take no action during public comments. Presentations are limited to 3 minutes. And this, can you take the time for us? Can you time it when we start? Or if you're using your phone for something else,
No, I can do that. I was just thinking about, I was gonna tell you Teresa has not called me back, so I don't know what she wants to do.
okay, well, if we receive your complaint, then we'll just take it as
Yeah.
for the record. We do have one person. We'll be providing public comments today. Hannah Ballou. Please take the floor.
Hello, council. I know that some of y'all are aware this has been an ongoing discussion, but I did want to make comments related to the city code, which I know is in discussion today, and enforcing that code. As you all know, there are new neighbors at 531 Live Oak Lane, and for the size of the lot, the limitation of animals is 20 birds, and there is currently a great many more over that amount. And I would estimate it somewhere in closer to 40. That's not an exact count because, you know, animals are moving around and it's quite hard to count from the other side of the fence. But I do think that should be taken in consideration, particularly since those animals are often outside their fence and not within their property boundaries, which poses a risk to their neighbors. I know that several neighbors have had interactions with them regarding these animals, and nothing has changed since that's happened. And particularly after the rain, I was in my backyard today and it was quite odorous because it's not kept in a clean manner at all times. And I do have concerns, and I know this is not something the city can necessarily do anything about regarding the animals being adequately watered and fed. But these are all just observations as somebody who is sharing fence line. And I do intend to talk to these neighbors this week about this, but I don't know that it's enough to change anything since other people have spoken to them about this, and these issues persist, including, you know, animals coming into my yard on a weekly and sometimes even daily basis, whether it's the dogs, the turkeys, the chickens, and yesterday morning, the goat was in the front yard outside the fence. So it's just an ongoing problem that I just want to make sure the city is aware of. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bravo. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Next item on our agenda for new business. A, receive and take action to approve the June financial statement. Our treasurer, Mr. Harvey Davis, will provide the financial statement.
So, I wrote down a few figures. This figure is, this is our interest income year to date. And this is what we spent, on the well at Elliott Ranch, so they kind of offset each other. Interest rates have remained high all year because the Federal Reserve did not start lowering interest rates because inflation persisted at too high a rate, but I would guess they're gonna start lowering rates next year. So probably our interest income will not be as large.
What percentage are we at right now, sir? Interest rate?
A little over 5%. And of course, all that's earned at tax pool. So we have all our money in one pot.
That pays well.
Which is, you know, investors are supposed to diversify, but
Not us.
it's really hard for a city. This was the income for the year to date, 23,698. It's, and I noted in my report that, you know, kind of the reasons,
That's
reason
revenue.
why was quite larger than last year. This is the income, which is,
Excuse me, sir. That says revenue were larger than expenses by 23, so this is over not the income, but above income and
Right.
expenses.
right. And then this is the amount in tax pool and Broadway Bank. We keep
Could you,
close to $200,000 in Broadway Bank.
could you read the number because I can't read the last three numbers?
They're on there.
It's $1,918,156. This was how much was in investments last year, $1,868,000. So it's, you can see it, even though we had this very large expense, we still have increased the savings. I will say that we have,
$50,000.
That's good.
50,000.
we have 2 months of PGMS bills that weren't paid. They were in. One was, we gave it to Zach. Remember when Zach was there and I gave him an envelope? Well, he never gave it to. He never gave it to.
Oh, no.
You didn't turn the check in?
The other was one that was sent on May 1st and that was, we didn't prepare a check for it, so.
You
We have-
think you lost the check?
Those are about $6,000 each. I don't know.
And on that
And
note, sir,
then we
did-
have another bill related to this, $5,000, so. We got,
and is that the one you had the fee waived for $750 recently?
yeah,
Is the council aware of the waiver, sir?
No.
We could tell them briefly, that'd be great.
well. PGMS, when they buy stuff for us to use, they get a 15% markup. Usually it's very minor stuff, but then they said they paid this $5,000 bill. Well, that was $760, but then when I talked to PGMS today, they waived it. But they also looked and saw they hadn't paid the bill either, so. But we'll pay the bill instead of.
Thank you for giving us that waive for us, Mayor Harvey. That's $760 savings, thank you. The big savings, thank you, sir.
And I have a
Any
question.
questions on one?
Yeah, on the accumulated depreciation. What, can you explain that, please? Yeah, $1,100,074.
Well, we depreciate all our assets,
Uh-huh.
and that figure is
Year to date?
is year to date at 9/30/23. So I haven't updated. That's something we update once a year.
Okay,
So,
I saw another
you
mic.
know, it's, I think last year was 40-something thousand of depreciation. So it's really an accounting figure.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone else have any questions for Mayor Harvey Davis?
How would you say we're doing?
Our situation is our water rates are too low. That's what I've said.
Good to know.
And we need to do a study to justify increasing the water rates. We did increase it the beginning of this year, but in my opinion, not enough.
Thank you, Mayor Harvey. Does anyone else have any questions before we go on to the next agenda item? Dennis? Okay, the next item on the agenda is take action to approve the minutes for the June 10th, 2024 regular city council meeting. Does anyone have any recommendations for that? You have the minutes. You review them, student packet?
I don't have minutes, I don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, shoot.
Dr. Hutchins, do you have any comments regarding the
I need to
minutes?
go to
I do
Office
have a
Depot
comment.
today.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
do have a comment.
Okay,
Unless there are objections, I would like to move that we accept the minutes as read, as printed.
thank you, Dr. Hutchins.
Second the motion?
First motion, Dr. Hutchins, second motion. Councilman Valdez. All those in favor?
I,
Roxanne?
Yes, I
Ma'am,
approve.
do you, I can hear you. Do you accept the minutes now?
Yes.
Thank you so much. One abstain. Okay, next item. Discuss, consider and possibly take action regarding possible contested case hearing on Hayes Commons development. This item could be an executive section item. The council will convene an executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 5.1, to deliberate upon, seek legal advice pursuant to Section 551.071 in consulting with our attorney. Our attorney is off this evening, however, at our last meeting, we did provide a directive to Joshua to prepare comments to contest the TCEQ hearing. He has prepared those comments. And we'll be submitting them to CCEQ so that they'll be on the file of record.
So we'll get a chance to read them.
Yes. Sir, do you have any comments regarding that?
Is he attending
He is not, sir.
the hearing?
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm not sure if he's here. He's gonna be in Colorado.
Yeah, he's in Colorado.
Oh, is he attending the hearing on the 16th?
Via Zoom, if they have that option, yes. He's gonna be in Colorado for the entire month.
Wow.
He's on holiday with his family, so he is submitting the comments,
Time to be in Colorado.
Yeah.
right? It is a good time in Colorado. So this item,
I would suggest, you know, we issued a Pace Happening
Mhm.
newsletter, and the first page was all about this. And so it might be a good idea to put that first page of Pace Happening on the board. Probably
what's that?
better get the
Okay,
news out, although every resident did get a copy of that. Pace Happening.
they should have. We mailed them to every home. We mailed a letter to every home, sir. All 93 homes.
Also, it's really a recap of what they got from the TCEQ all as well, so at least every resident get the letter from TCEQ.
I believe it was only affected party status. Yes, ma'am.
Might I suggest just putting like, the way they all did for the meeting, just like a little poster board, and it doesn't have to be a print one, just a handwritten one as a reminder. You know, sometimes you read something, you set it down, you go on with your life. But if there was a reminder maybe 2 days
Just
before,
submit comments by the 16th.
yes, I think that would be helpful just to prompt people. And that way they don't have to walk by a sign and see it. They just drive by and they're like, oh yeah, I need to do that.
Okay.
I think the signs are low tech but effective.
Very effective, because it gives you a visual every time you pass by.
I like the way you put it.
Mayor Harvey, this doesn't warrant a motion nor a vote, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we will go on to the next item. What we will do is, as Hannah Baloo recommended and Mayor Harvey, we will be setting a reminder on both our bulletin boards and via signage in our city to remind our residents to, if they choose to do so, to provide comments to CCQ no later than July 16th. The next item on our agenda, item D under new business, review, discuss, and take action regarding complaints received from resident pertaining to code violations and the need for code enforcement. We did have a resident who shall remain nameless at this time, submit a formal complaint to the city, encouraging us to pursue city code enforcement due to the condition of various properties in our city. The person is not here to present their public comments in person. Therefore, I believe we will not take action on this item today. Yes, sir, Mayor Harvey.
I don't know if people are looking at the code for the animal ordinance,
Mhm.
but that is the animal ordinance was updated
Okay,
in 2014.
okay,
Because remember all the issues with the goats and the smell and everything. So if people don't have a copy of that most recent.
it's on the web, I believe, it's on the
It was
website.
very much more restrictive than what the code is.
Right.
And you basically, if you have anything other than a dog or cats, you have to come to the council to get permission. So that would be any other animal.
Hens require a permit? Does a hen require a permit? I was not aware of that.
My
I mean,
recollection.
2014.
In
I think it's
2014,
if you only exceed the number, is that
Yeah.
correct?
It's, unless there's an updated code that's not on the website, the one on the website has a chart in it that says what you are allowed to have.
Yeah.
Or
How many?
by 22,000 square feet, so if you multiply it by like the size of the lot, 22,000 square feet. And then it has the allotment of animals, and I think it's like something like 20 poultry, 10 miscellaneous animals, and it's not defined what miscellaneous.
Non-exotic,
animals-
right?
Yeah,
Non-exotic.
and so, but unless the one on the website is not up to date, which I don't know that for sure, but. I didn't see that you need a permit for anything.
Well, I am
That's a lot of money.
I am just stating from memory, and my memory could be faulty. And I think the one that's on the website, that I put it on, I think that's the one that was passed in 2014.
In 2014,
They've only been what's in the code and what was passed in 2014.
okay. If we can, Cynthia,
So,
and
thanks.
Mayor Harvey will check the code to make sure it's the most recently revised that's on the website.
Yeah.
So that our residents, especially those who have a complaint or an issue, can review that, the most recently revised on the website.
And that
because
was
they-
on the website kind of recently, when,
Yes, I was referring to it less than a month ago when I was
okay.
into the issue.
So it's on the website.
Yes, we just need to make sure it's the most recently revised copy. Does anyone have any questions or comments regarding that item? Item D on new business.
But the only comment I have is, those people, they said, well, you can't enforce it on us because you're not on all these other people. And so that's really the problem with city codes and code enforcement. I mean, it's like,
we have to be uniform if we're gonna enforce it.
yeah, you gotta be uniform and
Good across the board.
it might be a lot of fights out there.
I think that code enforcement, they're not all the same. I mean, yes, we want to treat everybody the same basically, but safety and safety concerns for animals and people are the priority. We might not be strict about certain other codes that are not.
I have to be.
Like overgrown grass or a junk car compared to an animal
Right, if
suffering.
it's animal or a human being, then it should be, then it should be enforced, and we can use maybe Hayes County resources for some of that too.
animal control and things like that. Like the dog that bites animals and things like that. Okay, does anyone else have any comments before we move on to the next item? Dr. Hutchins?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm curious if there are any other towns that are about the size of Hayes that might have looked into this issue.
Mountain City, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, Mountain City has the city judge for the city of Buda, who's also a JP. And I had coffee with her one time when I was looking at that. She said she'd come and be our city judge for free. But we still needed a code.
A code enforcement officer.
Which could be the mayor. I wasn't volunteering, so.
Looking at the mayor.
That's a tough job too. That's a hard job.
It's something we would need to consider if we
I,
want to take action and have the judge then hire a part-time code enforcement officer to issue citations
I'm,
and then prepare for that battle.
I just need to,
And I'm sorry. So,
I think we just need to inform the residents of the code. This is a code and please abide by it. And so you have, a year to get it all together. And after a year, we're gonna hire a
It's a
code enforcement.
generous timeline.
Huh?
Those animals may not have a year, or the safety and welfare of folks who could. be
Well,
hit by
I mentioned a year,
large
it could
dog
be
or
6 months, it could be
lifting a
45
heavy
days.
goat, someone with a bad back lifting a heavy goat, that could be a very serious thing.
Well, I said just a year, but you can give 6 months, 3 months or whatever.
Usually 30 days, 90 days, something like that.
So I just looked at the code online and it is 2014.
So it is the most recent, yes, sir.
we do pay nearly $1,000 to animal control at Hayes County. So
That's good.
that could be a source to use to enforce the terrible
I
situation.
believe they were in our neighborhood last week.
Where they-
Yes, sir. I don't know if citations, yes, ma'am.
To my knowledge, that they didn't actually stop at the property, they just drove by, but that is, I don't know that for a fact, but that is my understanding of the situation.
Okay.
I am personally wondering if maybe if the government of City of Hayes were to call, since the government is the one paying them.
Correct.
And said, we are having a continuous issue, while citizens should definitely call in, I don't know how seriously they take that versus a government
City hall
entity calling them, so that may be something to consider.
Good point.
Yeah, the only
Yes.
time, we used it when I was mayor, was loose dogs.
Loose dogs.
And I told
Well, these are loose, everything pretty much. We may have to loose goats, large dogs, turkeys, things like that.
More animal.
Turkeys,
Dogs and turkeys.
large turkeys, yes. Does anyone else have any questions or comments on this item, agenda item?
I think we need to take the executive session and the council member to talk about it and.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we
not
can
an
just do it.
option for this.
No, I know, but I'm saying, make it an agenda item, take it to executive session. That's it.
Executive session issue
I
though.
don't think
It's
so.
not financial.
I don't
it's
believe
not
so.
about
I don't think it
people.
meets criteria for that.
Yeah,
It must be done in
it
open
needs to be done
for
open.
transparency so that everyone can have a copy of the tape and what have.
Well, I
Yes,
have a question. I don't know if anybody remembers when a peacock came to the city of Hayes and got in everybody's yard.
It's country oaks, yeah.
Yeah, and
Everybody liked it.
I don't know. That again.
Everybody was happy to see it.
I know, it's a beautiful, beautiful animal,
And
but he ended up down on the highway and I don't know whatever happened to him.
Oh, and I saw it next door that he got returned.
okay, hopefully he was
I hope
returned in
so.
one piece. Oh, I hope that has a happy ending.
I realize that's not really business, but I just had to throw it in.
Thank you for throwing that in.
It's relevant.
We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, review, discuss and take possible action regarding amending the fiscal year 2024 budget to add the community funds line item, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I apologize to the city, but this item is not necessary because the $1,000 is in the city's budget.
It is there
So
under
the
community.
budget amendment is not necessary.
Okay, thank you. So the funds are available.
Yes.
So the
I
committee
gave you-
can continue with the
Incorrect
nominations.
information.
How much
Thank
money
you,
is it?
sir. $1,000.
So no action is needed.
Thank you, sir. So no action on that because the funds are allocated already. And then we can continue by committee work with the nominations so that we can have that work done as soon as possible. If we meet with, we do need to inform Joshua the criteria.
I want to put it in the case happenings that, people that we have are going to do it and ask people if they would like to nominate somebody, or is that?
Everyone will be nominating their neighbor. Like, clean up that mess. clean up that mess,
Some
clean
of
up
them
that
are never
mess.
gonna clean it up. I don't think
But-
we expect
Right.
everybody to do
It
it.
might be best the way we were. to do it
I
originally.
like the idea of having the list and then have a ranking from
Well, it would
good,
be-
best and then.
It would be best to have the committee nominate and then ask the resident if they're willing to accept that community fund allocation.
We're talking,
Because we have to have a waiver signed by, have Joshua prepare the waiver and then have the funds paid to the contractor, but we need the resident to agree to receive the work.
we got parameters, about the work we will.
Yes. Originally, we said lawn work, tree removal. There are some residents that have lots of junk cars that perhaps could be donated to disabled American veterans or what have you, but we would have to discuss it with Joshua. Mayor Harvey said you don't have the criteria from prior years, correct? On selecting the,
Couldn't find it.
we couldn't find it, okay. So the committee can discuss that and then review it with Joshua and ask, but above all, the resident has to accept the nomination and the work.
Is on the committee.
Do you have the list of the committee members, Cynthia, from the last committee? We can circle back to that.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to that, so we don't delay
Yeah,
everything.
we don't want to.
Okay, we'll circle back to that item. Does anyone else have any comments or questions regarding the community funds line item?
Roxanne, you have any questions?
Roxanne?
No, I don't.
Thank you so much, Roxanne. Next item, new business, letter F, review, discuss, and take possible action regarding filing an insurance claim for the city hall roof repairs, and I will address that question. We have the number to our agent, our insurance agent. We're going to call the adjuster to ask whether to file the claim or perhaps what the processes are. Because when I came to City Hall to do several things, I noticed there's damage to the roof. What we want to do going into hurricane season is have our roof assessed and photographed and what have you, and if it already has damage to repair it. And so that we don't have any difficulty blurring the lines with any claims or things like that. Do you have any recommendations regarding that, Mayor Harvey?
No.
No, okay, does anyone have any questions regarding that?
I think it's only going to get worse.
The roof?
The issue
Correct,
because of climate change.
yes, I agree. And all the inclement weather we've been having, yes. And so we will circle back that after we provide an update, after we speak to the adjuster. We have one estimate thus far. But we would like to speak to the adjuster, and the company may have a contractor that they recommend. But the roof is very important, it's very valuable, and we need to address that as soon as possible. Next item, new business, letter G, review, discuss and take action regarding the signature authority status updates on City of Hayes bank accounts. Mayor Harvey, would you like to provide that update, sir?
Well, this is in regard to Broadway thing, which,
It just says City of Hayes bank accounts, so I guess Broadway is the only one?
well, H addresses Texas.
Okay, so for Broadway Bank, I did go to Broadway Bank in person. I did provide the credentials necessary. Cynthia did send an email requesting we deleted prior members. We deleted, for example, Billy, former Mayor Pro Tem Councilwoman O'Neill. I added myself to that with the letter that Cynthia gave me. The verification, multi-factor authentication has already been sent to Harvey and to Cynthia. And so I'm pending my signature for the record to remain, to be complete. And then we're ready as of tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yes, on that account. So does anyone have any questions regarding that transaction, letter G? Any questions? We'll go on to H. Take action regarding request to approve a resolution amending authorized representatives with text bulk. Mayor Harvey.
And this needs a vote of the city council
Okay,
to approve the resolution and this will will
We have the
be
resolution printed. Yes, okay.
the people that will be signers on next school will be myself and, Miss Mayor Pro Tem. So those will be the two. Right now, it's, Roxanne and Billy and myself.
Okay, have they already been removed?
No, this document
We'll do that.
will do that.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions before we request a motion? Dr. Hudgens, do you have any questions?
No, I'm fine.
Candace or Tony?
No,
Okay, what do we need a motion, please?
I still move.
Thank you, Dr. Hutchins. Second motion, Candace, please. All those in favor? Roxanne,
I'm in favor.
thank you so much, Roxanne.
You're welcome.
Okay, 4 in favor, 1 abstain. Next item, unfinished business. Receive updates from budget committee members for the fiscal year 2025 City of Hayes budget. Members of the budget committee are Mayor Pro Tem Lydia Bryan Valdez, Treasurer Mr. Harvey Davis, Councilwoman Dr. Gail Hudgens, and Tom Lemon. Tom Lemon is here. Yes, sir. Our first
Set
budget
the
meeting.
meeting for next Monday. And I will put, I'm working on the worksheets, you know, to present to the committee.
Okay,
And that takes quite a bit of time. What we will be doing on the, well, first, the committee will post an agenda. We'll record the meeting, so it'll be just like this. And
we'll need to
we'll put it on the
tomorrow.
website and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
You know, when we did it last year, I just took the notes and kept the minutes. But what the process is, the committee will be preparing a proposed budget to
okay,
present to the city council. That proposed budget is really the proposed budget of the mayor. You don't have a mayor, so it's really be the mayor pro tem right now. But there is a deadline for the proposed budget, which is the end of July, 1st of August.
which we will meet that
Yeah,
deadline.
so
correct?
it's kind of a formal document.
Okay,
And we'll put it on the website and then the council can go with that or can change it or whatever.
and since the meeting is on Monday, 7:15, we'll need to post it 3 business days prior,
Yes,
3 physical days prior. Would you like to prepare the agenda? Would you like for us to do that, sir?
I'll prepare the agenda.
And we have to post it to the bulletin board.
It's just a one item agenda, so.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to do to prepare for that meeting?
No, I'll send, when I finish the worksheets, I'll send it out to the committee members.
Okay, what time is the meeting on Monday, the 15th?
Probably 6:30.
Let's just say 6:00.
6 o'clock?
I think you're the only person with a job, so.
Always not too early for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's early for
So
them.
if 6:00 works for you, then.
I guess I'm not working, huh?
Tony, you're not on the committee.
I'm not in the committee.
You're on the committee. So, well, thank you. 6 o'clock will be fine. Okay, next item on the agenda. Does anyone else have any questions before we move on to the next item?
So
Yes,
this
please.
meeting is only for the budget committee or we're all.
But
gonna
if we're
meet
gonna
after,
post
we're-
that-
We're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, it's an open meeting, so
It's an open meeting.
anybody.
Okay, right.
So it's not a work
But we have to
session. It's
have
an
a-
actual budget meeting. It's not a
Yeah.
work committee meeting. It's not a committee meeting work session.
Right.
It's an
It is a
actual
work
budget
session.
meeting.
It's a budget meeting. but
Yes.
It's a work session.
And so we have to have a special call meeting for the 31st of July to approve it for the council. to approve it? Or can we?
No,
approve it
it's
now?
the proposed budget. It's presented to the city. So it doesn't have to be presented at a meeting.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Oh.
presented. And it's presented to the city secretary.
Didn't we have a meeting at East Hills Baptist Church 1 year for the budget? It was a formal meeting. We had a big
It's
meeting.
Kind of a big deal, but
No, I'll review
The
that.
historical documents to make
There's a
sure.
deadline that the council has to approve the budget,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
August,
and that deadline is,
Publications and
what deadline, what the date is that?
August,
September.
Oh, it's in September.
Okay, so we'll add it to well, it'll be an agenda item for August as well then.
Yeah.
We'll do,
Yeah,
continue on.
August and September.
Okay, so it'll
We
be,
have to have
We're
a
just getting
public
our regular
hearing.
we do have to have a public hearing?
Oh, yeah, that's right, we did the public hearing.
That's what we had in a haste, yes, ma'am.
We also need to let Tom Lemon know about the meeting.
Of course, yes,
Yeah,
And you know, we have to prove a tax rate
yes.
and a budget, so there's
Yes.
two
two things,
things, and they all have
Deadlines.
fairly. There are a lot of minefields.
Yeah.
That we have to.
So we will tread carefully.
And relearn.
Okay, that's right. The good thing is we have all the historical documents and above all, we have Mayor Hart. So that guide us through our treasurer will guide us through that process. Does anyone else have any questions regarding our budget item? Dr. Hudgens,
No,
anyone else?
no.
Sir? Do you have anything else to answer? Okay, so we will add that to this August and September agenda, and then we'll make sure that all of the deadlines are met. Next item, receive updates from the committee for expenditures of the community fund. Now, those we have not begun that process because there was perhaps a miscommunication about whether we had an allocation on the budget or not. We do have an allocation for the community fund and the sum of $1,000. So the committee will begin working on accepting nominations or preparing a nominations list for any members in our city who meet the criteria so that we can provide yard work, tree removal, things like that. But they must meet the criteria, and we'll have our attorney prepare a liability release waiver as well.
May I ask a question?
Yes, please.
What criteria?
We're going to establish that.
Oh,
by
they
committee,
didn't have
yes,
it.
and the attorney will help us as well.
Mhm.
We thought we had the historical documents because it had been done many years ago, but we don't have the records for that.
Oh, that's too bad.
So we're starting from scratch. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes, sir.
We did it before through a
Nonprofit.
nonprofit in San Marcos.
Right.
So they're the ones that gave out the money. So we could give it to them and the people got the benefit from the
Then
nonprofit.
they can't.
And I think they hit the criteria.
So they paid their contractors themselves? They pay the contractor to do the work themselves? The funds were given to the
They had the
residents?
contractor to approve an application from somebody wanting to use our funds.
Right.
In other words, we adopted the nonprofit. I don't remember their name,
Okay,
and I do remember that the person that was the head of the nonprofit was kind of a community icon
okay.
and very, very, very much loved in San Marcos, and he passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
And, you know, he, like for us, he said, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it. You don't have to pay us or anything.
Wow.
And we helped out. We mainly helped out people with water bills.
Water bills, okay.
Yeah, couldn't pay water. bills.
That's what my question
Yes.
was going to be is, was the nonprofit donating funds or services? Cause it sounds like
It was our money, but it funneled through the nonprofit, correct?
Yes.
in
For our city.
by way of they were being provided with funds, like. Or because it sounds like what you're trying to do is more service based.
Right, we wanted to do service based, but it could be water, lawn service, tree removal, or junkyard removal, junk car removal. So some things along those lines.
And there are 2 junk cars on the street.
There's about 7 on
a lot.
Live,
Well,
maybe 7 or more.
Maybe
Just
more.
on Country Lane, there's probably in this direction over here, maybe 6 in the yard. All, yes, sir.
But I would suggest the committee maybe try to contact somebody in Buda or some of these other cities. And
Nonprofits?
see if they do anything that similar to what we're trying to do here.
Mountain City?
I don't think they're doing it. I don't
They
think.
may not have the problems of Mountain City.
That we have here?
Yeah, they're a little more.
That's good.
They,
Okay,
They have problems with someone's lawn being a little too long, but.
okay. Does anyone else have any questions or comments regarding that item? No?
No.
Next item, receive updates from the Ice Cream Social and Barbecue Committee members are Councilwoman Blake, Tom Lemon, and Kat Mertz.
I guess I'm the only one here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so the notice went out in the Hayes Happenings, and I think we've decided we're gonna use signs to put up before the social Hannah volunteered to let us use some of our campaign signs, and then we can just put it like poster board, because it only has to be a few days, you know. I can make signs and on poster board, I think I have to ship it, so it won't cost anything. I think Tom is going to get the gift cards because he knows the sex soda fountain people, and as far as all of the, I think we still kind of have to think about the ice cream. Like, are we gonna donate some ice cream? We're spending $60 on the gift cards.
And who gets the gift card? I forget. We're gonna drawing.
Two
Door prize.
Two people will have drawings for door prizes of the gift cards. It's not gonna be prizes like you won the bet, you have the bets. We're not doing, I don't think we're doing voting.
Correct.
We can buy those little ribbons and give them to people, you know.
And children
Well, sure.
participate. Okay, wait. I was just thinking of where.
Everyone will get a ticket. Everyone will get a ticket when they come in. They'll get a ticket when they come in. Every person that arrives will get a ticket. Is that correct?
Yeah, and there'll be the double ticket thing, and so we'll have one.
Mhm.
And then we'll have someone draw the name.
Yeah,
Okay, the prize winners.
That's good.
yeah, so, but as far as the ice cream,
We would like to donate
we
some.
probably should have some here, and I think, I'm not clear I made it, but you can bring your favorite ice cream, is what it said. And you can make it yourself, or you can bring your favorite store bought ice cream.
Okay.
So hopefully people will bring some ice cream, but I wouldn't want anybody turned away.
Of course.
They didn't realize it was just to bring ice cream, so if we had extra, that would be nice. We need a whole lot of extra, some ice cream, and if we had to run out and buy more.
We'll probably fill the freezer the day before, 2 days
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, we could go out and buy more. Yeah, if we had to, but, I also said they can bring, goodies to mix in for Sundays and stuff, so. The ones I've been on many, starting like the first year we moved here in '85. All the way up to the last one, I think in 2018, and the participation is spotty. I've been to some, but it was filled with, this neighborhood used to have kids in almost every house.
Oh,
So there would be kids everywhere playing, and it'd be a big deal. And then later, as there weren't as many kids, there still weren't a lot of people that would come. But then some years there would be almost nobody, and some years there would be a lot more. And
it's hit and miss.
it's hit and miss. I don't think we can predict. I don't think there'll probably be a whole lot this time. It's the first time we've resurrected it for a while. But
Like we put out signs and we call folks and things like that, then we could drum up some.
oh, it would be so great if we could do road calls with the telephone numbers from PGMS on things like that, or anything we needed to tell people.
What kind of barbecue we're gonna have?
December.
Yeah, decide. We didn't even get to the barbecue. I think we set the date though. Kind of.
The Scream Social is for the summer and barbecue is for
For
Christmas?
holiday, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
we maybe put a tentative, but it's so tentative now because
that's fine.
anyway, it's in December.
I did notice that the ice cream social is not
And this one of the people.
On the calendar.
on the calendar for
Right.
the website.
We'll add that to the calendar this week for the,
yeah, I noticed that too.
we'll add it tomorrow.
It's been so long since I updated, I was thinking,
Like what's on
I
there?
don't remember how to do it.
We'll work on that.
But I will put the ice cream social announcement.
On the board.
Separate
Thank you.
on the front page of the.
Well,
Yeah, that'd be good.
no, Dawn is not on the call. Candace, do you have any other updates for that?
No, I don't think
Does
so.
anyone else have any questions regarding the ice cream social? Now, Mayor Harvey, we'd like you to come in and have ice cream. Everyone that's here, Hannah, come over, Christine,
I'll be out of town.
everyone. Oh, Jared too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on vacation.
Oh, nice. Well, enjoy. We'll have some ice cream for you. Would like to invite everyone to come out and have some ice cream. Does anyone else have any questions regarding that item? No? Anyone? Candace, is there anything else? Okay,
So right now,
now the last three items, Dawn is not on the call this afternoon. So we're going to have to table them until the next meeting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was real interested.
Dee, I know that you're on the call, ma'am. Do you have any questions or comments? For regarding Elliott Ranch? Dee, right, are you there?
She muted?
Yes, sorry, I had to
Hi.
get unmuted. No, I don't. I just want to thank the council for approving the budget on well number 1. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Did everyone hear Dee Wright's comments?
yes.
And is there anything else that we can do for you at this time?
No, we're good right now. Thank you.
We appreciate our wonderful neighbors as well. Thank you so much. Now, the other three items will be tabled at this time. We'll add them to our next agenda. Our water expert is not able to join us this evening, but we will add them to our next agenda. So we'll table D, E, and F at this time. Yes, sir. Mayor Harvey.
If you could take up E, I do have some.
Okay, we will table D. We will discuss E. Receive updates regarding installation of generators for the city of Hayes and Elliott Ranch well sites. Mr. Harvey Davis, you have the floor.
I got a
I just don't know if we can
email-
hear you.
I got an email from, I think it was a state, not the federal government, from the state wanting an update on any changes with the grant application, you know, we have.
That's right.
Grant
The
application.
$66,000 or
And-
33.
Yeah, and of course, we do have some changes. One of the things they wanted to know was, and our consultant, you know, we have a consultant on that.
Grant Works.
No, a consultant that was paid through county.
Okay.
I was a consultant that, last summer about this time, she was like, we couldn't get her.
That's right.
And we had to, poor Don, myself, we had to work.
We remember that.
Right off. To the state, so they could send it up to the federal government. Of course, we had to bring thing, and of course, we gone ahead to order the generators. Which takes that out of the grant. They wanna know the status of our hazardous mitigation plan. Which we actually have a hazardous mitigation plan.
Correct.
Because we tagged along with Hayes County when they did their plan. As long as we went to their meetings, then they did one for us.
Okay.
We have a nice little book, it's right there. That was when I was the mayor. But I don't know the status of I haven't contacted Hayes County, to see what the status is on their plan and whether that's ours too. So what I'm wondering is, do we just wanna forget about this grant application? Or do you want me to try to follow up?
Now, there's, to make sure we have a good understanding. We received, was it 33,000 or 66,000 in a two-part grant? Was it
Doesn't have
66?
anything to do with that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's not that. What we're seeking is a grant application to fund the generators for a city. Now, that's the application that has stalled.
That's the one that. goes
We,
into-
non-responsive.
It's the one that goes. You know, that they've been looking at for 2 years.
And no reply,
And then.
no way to reach them, no email, no.
Whenever they whenever they fund it, if they ever fund it, then you have another huge nightmare of monitoring the grant,
Right.
submitting reports and all that, but we have a consultant that supposedly will take care of that. But it's kind of
But we don't
a
have
lot of engineering.
access to the consultant right now, correct?
No,
Has she been
we didn't have-
responsive
yeah,
recently?
She contacted me
Yeah.
and said, I can reply to everything but the hazardous mitigation plan. Because she didn't know what ours is.
So then should we continue seeking those funds because we have a consultant to do the work now?
That's
If
my
we incur,
question.
but is this the one that if we incur the expenses prior to receiving the funds, that we're no longer eligible for reimbursement?
Yes.
And we've already ordered the generators.
Right,
And have we incurred the expense already?
not that I know of.
Would have to come through
I
in
mean,
90
we have-
days or what have you.
Yeah, Quinn written, but we've ordered them, I assume.
Right, but until the invoice is paid, then we are still eligible technically to receive the funds. If it should come within 60, 90, 180 days.
Right.
Does the council, do you have any questions? ma'am?
Well, was that where we paid 50% down? For that?
Yeah,
So then we'd eligible, would we
we
be
haven't paid
eligible?
the 50%, right? I'm sure we hadn't, I hadn't seen.
We had to pay the 50.
I think I just put the figures in the,
Spreadsheet.
yeah. Whatever.
If we have not incurred the expense yet, would it be okay for us to continue with the grant in hopes that we would get the funding before we incur the expense?
Sure.
Would that be okay? Council members? Do we need a motion
Or
for
if
this?
if we pay for the generator, then the grant might cover. other
Installation,
expenses.
installation, housing, things like that,
Housing for.
which is very expensive.
So,
Does this require a motion, Mayor Hart?
No, this is more.
Let's just discuss, okay? Does anyone else have any questions regarding item E?
we should pursue it, try to get the grant.
Pursue it in hopes that we get funding before
We
we
get-
incur the expense?
We get something,
Candace?
get something.
It's a long shot, but
Yeah.
it could come in, we could get some money out of it. Mayor Harvey, what do you recommend, sir?
About what now? I'm sorry.
My recommendation would be to stay in the game in hopes that we do get funding before we incur the expense. What is your recommendation?
Well, I had to say yes, even though
It's a long shot.
it'd be real nice, just forget about it.
Labor intensive, right?
Worry less.
Do it ourselves.
Well,
Okay, does anyone else have any questions or comments regarding item E? In our Zoom meeting, D, Roxanne or Glenelle, do you have any questions or comments for us?
No, none for me.
Councilwoman O'Neill, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. We missed you here.
Oh, I miss you guys.
Thank you so much. We miss you, miss you, miss you, miss you.
hey,
Glenelle, do you have any comments, ma'am?
I do not. Thank you.
Thank you, D. Wright. Do you have any comments, ma'am?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If no one else has any questions or comments, it is 7:52 PM. We will adjourn the meeting. No, we tabled it. Does anyone else have any comments or questions? 7:52 PM. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Now, is that on your computer?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have
I need
See it.
a flash drive backup of the video.
So I'll stop the recording, correct?